back then, before like Conor McGregor was famous, Chuck Liddell, Dana White would come bring his guys in. To be young and to be in that business and to see them like, here, can give me, you know, $10,000 in ones, give me $20,000 in ones, and you're just like, what?
Like, okay, how? Like,
Okay.
sure.
Let's do this. You're like, I'm in the right place at the right time right
And
now.
when I first started in this business, it wasn't mainstream how it is now. It was just, that's why it's called a gentleman's club.
Right.
Only men were allowed. Women couldn't go in there unless you were with a man or you were meeting someone and he
Shut up. Are you kidding?
He had to come to the door and get you.
Hello.
Hi.
Good morning.
Yes.
Hi, guys.
Hi. Our guest today is Dee.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi.
I call her Dee Dee. I mean, you know, she's known to her. I don't know. Everyone's like Dee Dee, Dee Dee, Dee Dee. That's
Yeah,
how I know
if you
she
just say
is.
D or Dee Dee, they'll know who you're talking
You'll
about.
answer.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
She's known around here,
Yeah.
so that's awesome. We have champagne because she is a champ girl.
Love my champs.
She was just saying, what'd you do on Father's Day? Went and drink?
Champs. Drink my champs and my charcuterie.
So
that's all I
champagne
need.
for
Charcuterie and
breakfast.
champagne.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers. Cheers. Okay.
Right. Oh, champagne for breakfast.
That's yummy.
I could have put
Oh,
some
yeah.
orange juice in there too.
That
Didn't
was
even
good.
think about
I
it.
don't know. The cherry's kicking. It's good.
Well, it's like one of those really good Italian cherries, so I like those ones.
We like this.
No, it's really good.
I'm
Yes.
just going to hold this. 'Cause
I know. I
I'm
got
a
lipstick
little
all over it
thirsty
already.
today.
A little
Per use.
thirsty? Oh, great. You need a backup bottle. So, Dee Dee, now
Yes.
tell us a little bit about you. So, you've been bartending. You still bartend now, and you are very selective on where you go, and a lot of people always try to get you to work for them at their different bars. But
Right.
give us like a little background on you in the bar industry and like kind of where you started and like where you spent a lot of time.
Okay, well, I've been a bartender. It'll be 24 years this year.
Wow.
You're a vet.
Yes. I mean, I've done other things. I have 2 degrees. Went to school, did all that, but I've always come back to
A lot of us do.
to
That's the thing.
bartending because I just love doing it, and I
Money.
mean, we're used to the money, so
It's so nice to leave with cash, you
it's,
know?
No.
yeah, and it's I love it. But yeah, I started actually in the club business, in the strip club business.
Okay.
So at the time, I had 2 young kids, and I was like, "What am I going to do? How am I going to take care of them?" So that's how I started in it.
Okay, and so you learned how to bartend at a strip club, like that's where you learned.
I applied there. I started waitressing.
Oh yeah,
and
they start
then-
waitressing first.
Yeah, I started waitressing, and then they were like, you know what? We're just gonna you have the gift of gab. We're gonna throw you behind the bar. And I said, okay, I'll sell you water. Let's go. So
No, that's good. You're really good at that too. So like, I get why they would have thrown you back there because that's who you want as a bartender too. So someone that can get in and reel people in and like, hey guys, let's take some shots.
I feel like you could tell too, like being in the industry and you guys too. You just meet people and you're like,
Yeah.
you know what?
Yeah.
You see those people that just have that
can
about
tell.
them.
Yep, that's
You
definitely.
could tell right away either they're going to stay in the business or they're just like
They're not
gonna,
for it.
Yeah, they're not for it.
Yeah, or they force themselves. Like they try really hard to make themselves be that way. But I mean, it's either you can like, you know, kind of transform into like that energy for like a really good server bartender.
Yeah.
Or you have what it takes, or it's just you're gonna fall on it because it takes a lot of work. People think, oh yeah, I'll be a bartender. It's like there's so much to it. I
It
mean, especially
is.
the places we've worked.
Yeah.
Maybe if you work at like a a mom and pop, you know, a little like a diner. I don't know if they have
Yeah.
bars or
And
whatever.
I started out of
but-
desperation. Like, I have to make this work. Like, I need this
So nothing
money
was gonna stop you.
to take care of my kids.
Yeah.
And I needed to be with them during the day and, you know what I mean? Like, bartend at night.
Yep. I totally
Don't
feel
fuck
you.
with
So
polar bears.
yeah, you don't. And when you're a single mom, like you have to do what you have to do. Whether it's waitressing, bartending, like
Yeah.
serving, like you do what you have to do. So
Yeah,
that's where I
definitely.
started.
So that's awesome because you probably have some insane stories. So how long were you in the dancing strip club? What are we calling it? The club
Culture?
world?
Out of my bartending career, probably like 15 years.
Oh wow. Okay, so
Yeah.
you spent some time there. All right, good. So you've seen the ins and outs.
Probably a little bit more than that because I just probably left the bartending at the club. I want to say like 3 years ago.
Okay, wow. So did you work at multiple clubs?
I did.
Okay, awesome. Just over Southern California
It
area.
was, and in Vegas too. I worked at a
Oh
couple
really?
clubs in Vegas.
Okay.
Okay.
Dang.
I used to fly over there. I used to fly on a Friday, and I used to work there for 2 days, and then I would come back and pay all my bills for like 4 months.
God, I'd love that. I thought about that when I was younger too. I was like, man, maybe I could
But
do
that's
that.
back in the
Yeah.
day when
Yeah.
when you just thought that money was never gonna end.
Yeah.
Right.
I would go and make like 7 to 10 grand just in 2 days.
God.
and fly back. And flights were like 140 round trip.
Super cheap.
Yes, Jesus.
in
So
the day.
yeah, smart.
Yeah.
Back then, I remember I had like when I first started bartending too. I had like a drawer in my house, like a dresser drawer, just all my cash was in it.
Yeah.
Like it seemed like it was never going to end, but then I ended up spending it. And yeah,
Girl, every single penny was gone. I don't know. I couldn't even tell you what I spent it on.
See?
yeah, no, exactly. So
crazy.
tell us, what about the difference? Like since you have bartended other places, not just in like in strip clubs, but like
Right.
what's the difference like tip wise? Because I've never bartended in a strip club, or you know, I know a lot of girls that have and that
Yeah.
do, and I know a lot. Everyone that walks in there better have stacks because you know they're not
Right.
going in
Yeah,
without
yeah,
it.
You could
Not
probably
happening.
get away with a lot more things at a strip club just because it's not corporate and it's, you know, not like a everyday restaurant type of bar.
Like get away with like what?
But as far as how you dress, the way that you talk to customers, I mean, I cuss a lot. So
That's okay.
so that's just me. That's just how I speak.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's just a part, and that's probably from being in the business.
Yeah. Mhm.
But I could never come. But you'll see the difference because if I work at a restaurant or I'm at a different like bar, I'm not gonna talk to a customer and
Yeah.
be like,
Like,
hey,
what's
what
up,
the fuck do you
motherfucker?
want?
You gotta read the room.
Yeah, you know
Read
what
the
I
room,
mean. Like
bitch.
you gotta know.
Yeah.
You gotta know what's up, and
Read your
it's
crowd,
just the
yeah.
the atmosphere. So you can get away with a lot at the club versus
Like
bartending
acting more
somewhere.
sexy, being more flirty, the whole
Yeah,
outfit.
of course.
Like
but I was just a no nonsense bartender. They knew, like, they came in and just hung out with me. We pretty much just hung out, and I was probably drunk the first 5 years that I was bartending because
Weren't we
that's what
all?
you did. That's what you did, and you
Yeah.
just like were with the customers all day.
And you made
Yeah.
your money. What else are you
Yeah.
gonna do?
and then they buy you shots and tip you extra on
And
that.
then you're
so-
friends with the girls. So like we're friends with the girls, and we're all making money together. So
Yeah.
you're bringing your customers. I'm serving you.
Okay.
So you're making money. I'm making money. Like that's
So
how it
if the girl
goes.
has a customer, she's like, "Oh, go to that bartender
go
or
to D
something,"
or D.
you recommend a dancer, or
or
something.
they would let us know, like, hey, I have so and so coming in. This is what he drinks. This is what he likes. And women
Oh,
too.
that's so
Like
good.
when I first started in this business, it wasn't mainstream how it is now. It was just that's why it's called a gentleman's club.
right?
Only men were allowed. Women couldn't go in there unless you were with a man or you were meeting someone and he
Shut
had to,
up! Are you kidding?
He had to come to the door and get you and say, "That's my friend. Let her in."
What?
Because
and
how
well,
it
think about it.
started was a private club. It started for gentlemen.
Yeah.
And they were doing their thing. They were getting away from their wives. They
Yeah,
were doing
yeah.
whatever. Hey, that's your business. But at the end of the day, like, that's why. But then now things are changed. Everybody's a little bit more
Well, think about how
open.
taboo it was for women to go to a strip club. Like, not like, I don't know, 10,
That's what I'm
15
saying.
years
Everybody is a little bit
Yeah,
more
like
open
now
about
we do,
being,
but-
Interesting.
you
I've
know,
always gone, so I
liking
don't
women.
know. Maybe I
or-
wasn't paying attention.
or being bisexual, gay, whatever. So now it's a little bit more open.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
then it turned into a club atmosphere.
Yeah.
So then people started coming in, and we were just like, "Wait, we have way more women now." And then our friends too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my friends would go in there, like you would come visit me,
Yeah.
and you're not dancers, but you're just sitting at the bar drinking. I got the guys are buying you drinks, so
Yeah.
it just turned into something like that.
Oh, that's cool. So it like really like doubled like what
Perfect.
you're bringing in too, because the girls that go into clubs are obviously not, insecure or whatever, and they're there to like have a good time and hang out, and they're
Yeah.
not.
And I would
so-
just get you in, and back then, a lot of our customers, I mean, being in Southern California, we had a lot of like motocross guys, UFC guys.
I want to hear about these.
Just a bunch of people that would come in, and that's how we build a rapport. And then they're like, "Hey, I'm on my way.
So you have
I
all
got
their
a bus
stuff
full
together.
of people," and I'm like, "I got you."
So like, what kind of people have you met? Like, or have you met any celebrities or anybody
yeah.
that's?
You have any good stories?
Yeah. Yes.
Do we get any names or any like little bits of info?
Yeah, I mean, I've worked at, I mean, some pretty high end clubs out here and in Vegas too as well. So we back then, before like Conor McGregor was famous, Chuck Liddell, Dana White would come bring his guys in, and he
Wait,
doesn't
Conor
drink.
McGregor, you've seen him?
Yes.
Oh, before he was famous?
Before too, like right when he was coming up, because they would have all of their, their camps and all their stuff out
Right.
in, Orange County,
Like Orange County, LA, right?
LA area,
Okay, yeah.
like out that area. So I met all of them.
Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah, and to be young and to be in that business and to see them like, here, can give me, $10,000 in ones, give me $20,000 in ones, and you're just like, what?
Like, okay, how? Like,
Okay.
sure.
Let's do this. You're like, I'm in the right place at the right time right
And
now.
that's the difference between, obviously, you're gonna have good customers that tip, and they become friends too.
Yeah.
Like, we have friends that are lifelong friends, and they're all walks of life. I
Yeah.
mean, I know people that are, doctors, lawyers, famous people, to people that work at 7-Eleven. I don't know, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, people come from everywhere. So, but yeah, it was a good run.
Good run.
run.
So
Yeah.
so they were good at tipping. I'm assuming with their getting
I
10,
think
20 grand.
I think the highest that I've gotten from a customer or from one of the guys is probably like 2,500. Just for me, probably more, but you have to split it with people.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
I
if
didn't
you
think of that.
bartend with somebody else, you have to split it.
Okay,
with
so
them.
everything's split just like regular
Yeah,
bar.
and
Okay.
if you're tending to them or whatever, then you have to, split it with them, and especially the servers too. So if they're going out on the floor and they're serving people, and you got 4 or 5 bottle service girls,
Yeah.
they're gonna tip it. Your service to them determines how much your tip is gonna be.
Yeah.
Because they're
okay.
gonna tip you at the end of the night as well.
Yeah.
Oh shit. So you
you're
might as well be
getting
you're
your
on
money,
the floor and you're
getting
behind the
your
bar.
hourly. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
Damn, that's really cool. Has
Yeah.
anybody ever not been a great tipper that you've met that's been
Yeah,
like kind of
Dennis
like
Rodman is the worst.
Jeez.
The worst.
She knew that. That was on the tip of her tongue.
He's the worst tipper ever. He would just literally walk in, throw his card on the counter, and be like, "I'm outside." Okay, and then have his people order his drinks, and then they would just take him outside.
Oh my
Come in,
God.
run his card, and just nothing sometimes.
Like
and
no
I'm like,
signing, no nothing. Ew.
You're like, wait, what? Like,
Yeah.
but
we don't like
you're Dennis
that.
Rodman.
He was
Wait.
just the worst.
Oh my gosh, how funny! She
I-
knew right
I
off that
did
she
not-
was
I
right
think
in
she said,
front of her
this
head.
guy.
She's
Right
like,
when I
yes.
see him come in, I would just be like, "I'm not."
You're like,
you
somebody
guys
else.
can help him.
Like,
I'm not-
look,
I don't
guys,
wanna-
Dennis Rodman's here. Go take care of
I
him.
don't
I'm
care.
going this way.
I'm not. I was like,
Right.
I was nice to him, his people, but
Yeah.
I
But
was
you have
just,
to be,
the
but-
people he was with were very nice. But
Aw.
I mean, when a regular guy that comes in, blue collar, white collar, like, regular
I
dude
don't know.
comes
I
in and
thought he was
tips
like
you
a little
good.
peasant to
Right.
him. I don't know. He's like,
Right.
here.
But, well, I don't know. We're all people, so I don't
Yeah.
know. To me, I don't
Entitlement,
get it. I
though.
don't get it.
Can't have
Yeah,
that.
but for the most part, the girls are good. If you're working with, you guys are all working together, and normally you have the same hours, so it's the same girls or the same managers, the same, bouncers, the same. And
So you guys all like are a unit.
you're all
but-
together, and
okay.
you're there serving. The guys are there protecting you, and the girls. The
Yeah.
girls are there helping get money. So
And then all the
it's-
money gets spread to everybody.
yeah, pretty much. The dancers pretty much keep their money, but I mean, if they're ordering drinks from you, like
They're
I've
gonna
had
tip you out.
so many of my friends, still good friends, are dancers, and they took care of me. Like there's sometimes they were like, here's 100, 200, 500.
cool.
Like there's, you know what I mean? Because
I
they're
love
making
that.
money.
See, I'm like that too. I'm like so not greedy to the point where if I had
No.
anything that I could, just I don't know. It's
Yeah.
all about like
Me.
spreading.
I'm that way
equal.
too.
Good
Even
karma.
when I'm out
Me
and I'm
too.
just for service,
Yeah.
I over tip just because I feel like karma. Like
It is. It's good tip karma.
There's
And you
been
know how it
times-
feels for them too. You're giving them like, because you know the feeling of like,
Yeah.
oh, that
Oh,
was really
girl,
sweet of her
there's
to order a
been-
beer
yeah.
and tip me, $40 bucks.
saving
That was
money.
amazing
Yeah.
or whatever.
There's sometimes, there had been times where I would go to work and my kids were little, and I'm like, I don't even know how I'm gonna, make rent, do this, do that, whatever.
Yeah.
And by somehow, some way, the grace of God, I would just leave with like $1,000, and I'm like, I don't even know where that came from.
You're like, it just showed up.
Yeah, and it's just
Always.
from everybody,
Yeah, this shows up.
Yeah,
And
and the
it's
team.
crazy because people that are not in the business or haven't been in the strip club
Yeah.
like business or been there,
Yeah.
they think something totally different.
Yeah, they do.
So
there's a lot of
even
stigma.
and it's not like that. It's more like a bar atmosphere. And I mean, there are some guys that are douchebags that are, whatever.
Yeah.
But for the most part, they're just there having a beer.
Yeah, because the stigma's
Wanna
like,
look
oh,
at
they're
some
like the
girls?
creepy guy in the corner. And it's not
Yeah.
always, I mean, of course, there's the one-off oddballs anywhere you go in life
And listen,
in general.
I love me a good strip club. Like if you tell me do you want to meet here or do you want to meet at the strip club? 99% of the time, I'm going to say I want to meet you
down
at
for
the
a strip
club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's just, I feel like that's my people. Like, I know everybody.
It's like
Yeah.
a home. Like home.
And it's so, like, the girls are cool. Like, if you're cool with them, they're cool with you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
definitely.
So-
I've always gotten treated really well with
I like
the
hearing
girls there.
stories. Like I like to talk to them and like.
Oh, talk to
You
the
know what I
girls,
mean?
get
Like,
their
just, like,
stories.
about the girls.
Yeah, just like.
And to them, too.
I just
like,
try to
there's-
recruit them. I'm like, hey, you want to be a bartender?
Yeah, and to those girls are hustlers, man.
They do.
Like
They are.
They are
Can
hustlers,
relate.
and they make it happen. And some of them are single moms. Some of them are married.
Yeah, you
And
never
they're
know.
like, you know what? He's cool with it. I'm making money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they got, young kids. Some of them are going to school. One of my friends is a dentist. Like, she put herself all through school. She's like a dentist.
And she actually is practicing
yeah,
dentist
she's practicing, yes.
and dancing on the side.
she was dancing,
Oh.
put herself through school, and then became a dentist.
Oh, okay. I was
Yeah.
gonna say because
I
I've
love
had
that.
people even bartending separately, but I
yeah.
mean I've had girls that are nurses or dental hygienists or elementary school teachers, and like they still bartend on the side just to like make the money. They like to still walk with it.
Girl, when
so.
I first started, there was this girl. Her name was Kathy. She's cool. She's still my friend to this day. She worked at a private school for years, and she was a dancer.
Oh really?
Yes, and you would have never have known.
See, they've got to really keep it
And
under
you would
wraps.
have never- you would
Literally,
never
you have to
known.
be really careful.
See, I have the one girl, and she's just a bartender, and
yeah.
she was a bartender, and she's a teacher, and she wouldn't be in any of our, we would do photo shoots for like calendars. She's like, can't be in it.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
would, she would always be like careful of how she posted her body and everything she posted because she was like so,
And I get it, yeah,
professional,
there's
but
people.
she would still have fun and party when the camera or the,
Well, when I
the-
first started, remember, I was like very like, I can't do this, I can't do that.
You're
'cause
afraid
I'm,
of
like,
your career.
Yeah, so
and we
I'm
have
like-
we have firefighters. We have all kinds of people
Yeah.
have different careers. But I mean,
So
dancing's
it's-
different.
Well, yeah. So when I was worried about that. So because my kids were young.
Yeah.
And I was like, what are they gonna think? Like if they find out or whatever.
Yeah.
It was so funny because we were passing by the club that I worked at, and the name is outside. And my son, I don't even know how old he was at the time. And he's like, I know what that is. And I'm like, no, you don't. He's like, yes, I seen it on TV, and they go like this around the pole. And I said,
Oh
how do you know that?
Commercials on TV.
How do you know that? I don't know. I think it was the time like The Sopranos or something. Not that I was letting him watch that, but you know what I mean? Like he was like, I know what that is. Because there was like a silhouette of a girl on the outside.
Yeah, yeah.
And I was like, okay, like, well, I just serve drinks.
He's like, you
Yeah,
work
I just
there.
work-
yeah, no, but I
Mommy,
mean,
is that your
I
job?
talked to them about it as they grew up. And
Yeah.
I was like, do you care? Because this is what I do. And if it ever comes out, and they're like, no,
Yeah.
we don't care. You took care of us.
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
No,
See,
I love that.
As long as they don't
know
care,
after
I
a
did
while.
not. I was like, okay.
Yeah. That's good that gotta make
And
sure.
even
that-
now,
'cause
I'm in the business now, and my kids are grown.
Yeah.
Like I have grandkids.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, really?
Yes, I have 4 and 1 on the way, so 5.
I can't.
Oh my God, I
Yes.
had no idea.
Yes, my
Oh,
daughter-in-law's due
damn,
any
girl.
day.
Oh my God.
Yes,
girl.
and I've talked to all of them, and they're like, "Do what you got to do, girl." So
Good. They're like, you make all the money,
Yeah.
you buy us all the gifts, so go ahead, do what you
Yeah,
gotta do.
no, I mean, and I've always
And you
been
take care
there,
of
you know,
yourself,
for them. So
Yeah.
when they were in school, like I wanted to be there during the day. They're in school, do the homework, do the whole thing, and then at night, like
Yeah.
you know,
Yes.
when they're
I
with
feel
the
like
sitter,
kids
my
are
mom, or
totally-
their family, or you know, the other side of the family, a lot of people helped me. Like honestly,
Yeah.
you know, you have kids. It
Yeah.
takes
Yeah.
everybody.
No, exactly. Especially when you're young and starting out. So back to the girls and everything on stage. Have you ever seen like or experienced anything like
Anything
crazy, or that
crazy.
has happened with like
Yes,
dancers, or if they're
girls.
drinking, or like things like
Well, that
crazy
and you have
stories?
to be careful too because you have to be careful not to overserve. You
The
know what I
girls,
mean? And you know
too.
which ones. You're
You
like,
know-
girl, I know
Like,
you.
you
be-
can only handle one shot.
Right.
No, I trust me. I do that all the time.
I'm like, I know you be on the Henny. You like,
Yes, it depends.
you do the shots and you do the. I know already
Yes.
which ones are which, but
the mixed shot girls can go a little longer.
The ones that do like the pole tricks and stuff like that, you
Yeah.
just gotta make sure. But yes, so one time there was a girl, and honestly, I don't think she was drinking. I think this just happened. It was an accident. She climbed to the top of the pole and fell straight down and just broke her collarbone. And just was
Oh my
out
God, I
on
would
the stage,
die.
and it's like
So she just
And
straight
that's
fell
scary.
from the
straight
top.
fell,
You were there?
Yes, we were
She hit
watching
it.
it.
Oh my god.
Yes, so we
because when
had-
they climb up, I'm always watching too. I'm like, okay, what are they gonna do?
Everybody's
or what's
watching
gonna
because
happen? Yeah.
it's just so it's like
crazy
girl,
that
oh
they're
my
that
god,
high.
and it's like awesome because they do all these pole tricks.
It's
and
like
it
two
takes
stories,
real,
kind of. Like,
and
how
it's
tall
real
is
like
that?
upper body strength.
Oh,
Yeah.
fuck
These
yeah.
girls are
And
badass.
core, yeah, upper body for sure.
And that happened. I was like, oh my gosh, I've seen girls fall on their heels, break their ankle.
Oh, on stage, what
on
do they do?
stage.
Do they
just
like, yell?
walking? No, just walking.
I know,
girl.
but when they
Then
fall, are they like, oh my god?
Yes.
Like, I'm just trying to imagine what my
Well,
body
yeah,
would do
well,
if I snap my
think
ankle. Would I
about
try
it.
to play it off and drag
you
myself?
no,
off stage?
you scream. No, girl, you scream and stop. You can't
break
walk.
a bone, you can't walk.
They better make it rain
Yeah.
while I'm laying here with a broken foot dangling off.
Yeah, and you get the poor DJ that's like, hold on, like let's technical difficulties.
Medics,
Someone call 911, please.
And give her
And
a
we've
blanket
had-
of ones, please. She needs some
Yeah,
cushion.
and there's been break-ins at the clubs. There's just been
Like at
there's
night or while
fights.
people are there?
At night, people, they figure you're making all this money, you're putting it away somewhere. Like every club I've worked at has probably been broken into at least once or twice.
Ew. Ugh. I don't like that at all.
Ooh, what
Yeah.
about like boyfriends or husbands or like
Oh,
baby
like of the
mamas?
girls.
Okay,
or,
so we've
like,
had
you know what I'm saying?
You got so
Or ex-
sometimes they would tell us like, hey, this is a picture of so and so. Like, don't let them come in here, this and that or whatever. But if we don't catch it, there's
You
been
can't catch
times-
everything, I guess.
No,
Yeah.
there was a girl on
Yeah.
stage one time, and her man just came in, like cool as can be, and ran up there and snatched her right off of that.
He
stage.
jumped on the stage?
Yes.
Oh my
We
god.
had security
Damn.
there. People were there trying to break them up. Like it's a crazy.
Shit.
I'd be
It's, like,
down to watch
crazy.
that one go down.
But the best one that I can say is I had a customer. He was my customer for a long time. He's my friend, but he was a customer for a long time. He would come during the day shift. That's when I worked. And he would get his little whiskey, and then whatever girls were there, because it wasn't busy, he would just buy them all drinks.
Right?
He didn't get dances or nothing like that. He would just buy them drinks. Hey, tell me how his day was, whatever.
Yeah.
So
Therapy.
one time he was sitting at the bar, and he had 2 or 3 girls around him, and a girl walked in, beautiful, and I'm like, hey, babe, what can I get you? And she's like, I would like this and that, and he's going to get it. And I was like, okay. Normally you tell a customer, right then I was like, oh, shit. Normally you tell a customer,
Red
like,
flag.
hey, they said, and I just gave it to her, and she's like, okay. She goes, can you tell me, does he come in here all the time?
Oh,
and I said,
you knew you were in a spot at
I
that
said
point.
no.
Ooh, you had a feeling.
I said, I mean, sometimes, yeah. And she's like, okay. And then she just turned around and tapped him on the shoulder, and he just turned
Ooh,
white. And she said, hey. She goes, and you get yourself a shot too. Go ahead and make 3. Girl, I made 3 shots, and she's like, cheers. Go ahead and close them out. And she tipped me like $100.
Wow, well that's
And
cool.
then-
That's cool.
No, she's the most graceful
the way she handled the
handled-
She
situation.
said, and you know what she said? She said, if you wanted to come here, all you had to do was tell me.
Right?
Why couldn't, if this is all you're going to do, why didn't you tell me that you were just going to come here? And guess what? They started coming back together.
Oh, really?
shit.
Yes, and they would come see me all the time.
And that's a happy
Girl,
ending.
yes, I was like,
that's a happy ending.
So you got 2 customers, and the
but she
the
was
chick
cool.
that
Like, she was
tips
just
really
like,
good?
why didn't you just tell me that you were going to be here?
Oh my
That's
goodness.
so cool. I love
And
that.
she tipped me more than he did.
Good.
Cheers to that.
Every
Every single-
cheers
every-
to her.
cheers
Girl
to her.
out there,
Cheers to
wherever you
that.
are.
Literally. Like,
Yeah.
that's amazing. It's like all girls. Girls.
Girls. Girls.
girls.
Girls. Is that what it's called?
A girl's girl.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, no, but I mean, there's so many stories.
I bet.
There's-
Oh my god. From injuries to all the. I mean, the having that.
We've had guys in there, and girls have come in to get these guys, and another group of guys are laughing because they're like, "Oh, you got busted," and then they all turn around and start fighting with those guys.
Of course.
Oh my god.
And I'm like, "What is going on here?"
you're like, I don't like
Yeah.
this dynamic.
No,
There's
yeah.
got to be some crazy fights in there, though.
Yeah.
I could see.
No, I've
Or, like,
seen some fights.
What about guys fighting over certain girls?
There
in
is.
there?
There's
Does
girls
that
fighting
happen?
over certain guys too.
I could see that too.
Because you got to figure you're in there for your money, and then
Yeah.
there's those
Oh,
cutthroat.
like the different
there's the
dancers?
cutthroat,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, like you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But for the most part, most of the girls work together.
See, I've gone to clubs though too, where I'll know 2 of the girls, and they're like, "Oh, she's working," or I'll ask if another girl's working. She's like, "No, she's not working tonight." Like really rude. I'm like, oh, okay. And then when I see the other girl, like, because I like the two, and
Yeah.
so like one or the other is usually there,
Like,
but
let's just be
they're
friends,
not.
all of us.
They're
What
not
days
cool
are
about
you
it.
here? What days are you
Right?
here?
Yeah, and they'll
Yeah.
fight over it too. It's like I'm like, damn, it's no holds barred.
Times are hard, girl. They got to get their money.
Well, when they know they're gonna get it, they're on you.
if you're
but-
in there,
Get
they're
that
like,
money.
I know. I'm like, hey, I'll like gather the money. Come on, guys. All right. Well, awesome. I'm so glad that you were able to come and chat
you
with us. And your
guys.
shoes, I can't stop staring at them.
I know.
They're,
I was like, oh my god, I love
they're so
those.
you. They're
but
so.
well,
I like them too.
I have plain black ones,
So
but I
cute.
don't wear them because she was confirming because they effing hurt.
They do.
No,
They're
they do.
So you know why?
And
Because it's so tiny
just
on the tip.
everything designer that I have, my friends have bought for me. Like my best friends. Like my best friend Karen bought these for me for my birthday. I have my Louis bag that my
You have
other
some
friend
good-ass
Alyssa bought me.
friends. I know,
Yes.
shit.
And because they know I would never spend that on myself.
Oh,
Like,
so they
so
take
they're
care
just
of
like,
you,
"Here,
Melissa. I need to
girl."
step up my game, my gifting game. Shit. I
do
need
what
to
I
hang
can
out with
for
your
you.
friends some more too.
Oh yeah, we could go hang out with them for sure.
Oh my god, I love it.
It might be at the club, but we'll
No,
hang
you're
out.
gonna
with
double
them.
hey, you
fist
know
real
what?
quick.
I'm like,
Next time we see you, it'll
I'm
be at
like,
the
we're
club.
We're gonna
doing
go to
it.
the club. Cheers to poor
Cheers.
decisions.
Cheers.
All the
Cheers.
good
Thank you,
things.
Dee.
Thank you,
Thank
Dee.
you.
Now I'm ready to go to the club. Let's go bust out those hundreds.
go.
I mean, ones.
We're the ones.
Yes.
We're the ones.
We could go.
We could
She's
go.
like, let's go.
day is
It's not
young.
open yet,
We
but
could
we'll
go.
go.
The day is young.